Hey guys, this is Ron from RDS Drum Samples and Loops. Just want to show you a really quick and cool way to manipulate the tempos of whatever audio you fly into your session and create whatever beat. So, for instance, you're writing a song and you fly in the audio into your uh, Pro Tools session here, which I'll show later. Um, but the default tempo that I recorded everything in was at 88 BPM. But suppose you want to do something, closer to like 100 or even slower, like 75, whatever. Let me show you how to, you know, change the tempo of the sample or the loops to fit whatever song you're doing. So basically, I've already put together, you could see up top here, I put together a couple of the different grooves, which I'll also show you how to do that. Um, and stitch them together, and now I want to mess with different tempos. So here's like a verse groove, and like a fill. Cool. And then there's like another, like a tom groove, like a completely different style groove. So basically, it's like three different styles to listen to. So basically, what you would do is, put everything together that you want, or even just what I do is like a clip at a time. Like I'll fly in just like a 4-bar phrase of something, and audition that rather than everything all at once to kind of keep it simple. But for the sake of this demonstration, I just have like everything in front of us. So basically, you would just go over, group your drums so everything reacts together. And you would basically go over to this grayed out window over here, click on it. This is where Elastic Audio is. For drums, we always use Rhythmic. For this demonstration, I'm going to start with Rhythmic, but then I'm going to do something in Varispeed as well. So click on Rhythmic, and to the left of that is this little icon. It's already in ticks because I changed it. The default is samples, but when you go to change the tempo or use any type of Elastic Audio, you want to switch over to ticks. All right, so now that that's been selected, up in the transport over here, you see the original tempo at 88. As long as this conductor is not lit up, as soon as you type in a tempo in this window right here, it'll automatically change everything. So let's bring it up in tempo to like 95. Again, here's that first verse groove. The second groove. It's pretty cool stuff. So then let's go slower. The original was 88. Let's go down like 75. So one thing I will preface with is that as soon as you start to drop the tempos in Elastic Audio, there is like a threshold as far as like how far you can go before you start to introduce artifacts into the sound. But it's actually a really cool thing to do. Suppose you had something at like a drum part at 150 and you dropped it to 75 and you started to have like this halftime phasey kind of drum sound. I've used that in mixes all the time, where it just adds a nice another like layer on top of like the original drum track where you could really mess with it. Let's go down even further to show you how much of the artifacts get introduced. So down to 60. Some really cool stuff in there that you could get creative with. A lot of reverb and delay, and it really sounds cool. So anyway, let's go back to the original tempo here. And as I mentioned before, if we get down to the Varispeed option, if you noticed, every time I changed the tempo, it didn't change the pitch of the drums. But if you go to Varispeed, this is another way where you can like create some really cool personalized loops where you grab a section or whatever you're trying to highlight, and the moment you go up or down, it will change the pitch of the drum respectively. So um, let's start with, like, go back to the first one, 95. You'll hear the drums pitch up. Bring it up a little more. It's a really cool trick to use for, like, break beats and stuff like that from the original drums. Let's go down to like 60 and listen to the really cool sounds. So those are two examples how to use Elastic Audio once you get your files into your session to change your tempo. And I'm actually going to put out a couple of videos down the line on how to, like, really add some cool production ideas to these loops, not only with the mixing of these multi-tracked drum parts. Like, when you get these sessions, it'll be the entire mic setup that I did for the day. So you have total control over every fader, whatever you want, or however many drums you want. I can go into, like, how to mix those and how to really create some really cool custom loops to fly in underneath your own recordings. Thanks again for tuning in. Looking forward to putting out the next video, and wanted to thank everybody all the time for the support that everyone gives, and really can't wait to get this out to you. Thank you.